Welcome back. This is Denis Ponsot. I've let my painting thoroughly dry for at least a half hour. If you use the back of your hand and it feels cool, the likelihood is that it's still damp underneath. You should probably wait until it feels warm. And so I'm ready to proceed with my next color. So what I did is I took the mauve and I mixed it in with some ochre, and it gives me a color like you see here. This is on the white paper. And here it is. This is on the already built up color. You can see it's going to give me a nice sort of warmer tone. Now the key aspect of this application is I'm not going to pull it out nearly as far. Perhaps we're going to try to keep it closer to. Well, you'll see how the mechanics work. Okay, so I'm going to start again with my fives. I've turned it this way so I could access some shapes over here a little bit easier. Okay, I'm going to be flipping it again one more time. So I'm going to have to make a couple of adjustments as we go. Let's use the other brush because I think it comes to a better point. I've made a small puddle of paint, changing the color, pointing up my brush. I'm going to come right in here. And you'll see it's a building up of the colors. I'm going to bring it up along that edge a little bit to define it. And right in here. Now with my second brush, as before, I'm going to have water on it. You can see that. And we're going to bring some of that color up into the lighter portion of the flower. I'm going to come fairly close to the pencil now and kind of shape it a little better, and that'll be great because it will mean I can erase the pencil from there. See, already just that little bit of color there does wonderful things. Again, every once in a while, if you mix colors together, you want to kind of stir them up in your puddle to make sure that they're just where you want them. Here too, right up against that pencil line, nice and carefully, right from the edge. I think this is a dark, but we're not going to make it totally dark. I'm not going to bring the color all the way up. Here too, from the edge, we're going to pull that with water. And now we'll go underneath the flower. Here, I'll load my brush with some paint. Clean up my edge a little bit there. It's kind of ragged. Come around. Curve this shape a little bit more. Sort of like that. And here we have this aspect of the under portion again, which is great. I realized in the previous video I had the fan on pretty loud behind me and it sort of came through. I apologize for the background noise. I'm going to come in here. I haven't hit this spot yet because I had pencil and stuff in there. It was kind of annoying. In fact, I still have pencil in there. Maybe I can get rid of it. Good old-fashioned eraser. Yeah, there you go. I missed it with the little electric one I had. Okay, back to focus. I'm going to come in here for the first time. And we're going to bring color there. It is a darker area of the flower, shaping around the pencil. Here I have no pencil, I can come right up against it. And I'm going to make this a dark, so I'm going to bring it right up there where against the other form. And you can see right there how different that color looks than the one above it. Right? Big difference in the colors. So the layering of the colors, the building of the colors is always an important factor. Whether you do it at one point or another, you'll see that all of a sudden you have some that have 3 layers, some that have 4, some that have 2. The variety is perfectly fine. Now we're going to start here, come around, make make the shape. I'm going to come right into this one again. These two are sort of married together. There are indentations along the edges here which tell me where the shadow is. Like maybe right here. I'm going to take the color and move it. There's also an indentation here, like a little L shape. We're going to put it in there as well. There's the likelihood that there is a small shadow there. So you can do it something like that. Sort of a detail shadow. Soften the outside edge. So you're starting to build the form in a slightly different way now. Here too, there's an indentation. We'll put some here, and there's an indentation here. We'll put some here. Start to give the petal some shape. Again, water. Don't come here immediately because you're going to cross transfer the color from here to here. Clean your brush. Takes a split second. Come in and pull the color. So now we have a shape to the petal. Let's do that one more time. Right here I've got an indentation. So it tells me right away there's likelihood there's a shadow there. And then I pull the color. Right here too. So you see there's a completely different shape from before. Those little spotted shadows in there become essential to making the iris look like an iris. Again, we have the new color on the brush. We come into the shadow area. We're going to come right up close to that pencil now and tighten up the drawing a little bit, or the painting I should say. There's an indentation here. So we're going to add water in that little spot there. So it's slightly lighter. And here too we're going to bring the water right up to it. We have this edge that comes up here now. From there, right? Let's get a little more paint here. There's a slight indentation there coming in that direction. Clean the brush. You see this flower is starting to mature pretty quickly now. And why do I wait for the third pass to darken my colors? It's called confidence. I have the confidence that what I've done before is holding, and the shapes that I'm working with are the right ones. Okay, I'm going to add a little paint here. Sometimes if you get this sort of like it's not washed out, come back and hit it with some color, like this. And for some reason, it moves the color. I'm going to wet the whole area now. You'll see. Right up to the edge. Clean my brush. Right here. See? Wet the whole area. I'll be with this one a couple more minutes. Where can we go now? How about in here? Since I'm in this direction, see how much easier it is for me to paint the shape since I've moved my board? Can you see it? You cannot see it. That doesn't do any good. There we go. At least I checked. I want to get a feeling of this thing just sort of spinning off into this area. So I'm going to control where my shadow is. Sort of have it rise up a little bit. Notice the edges. Just like this. I'm going to pull it up. Let's come in here and shape it a little bit better. I'm being kind of lazy. That's not really true. And then with a little bit of water on the end of my brush, I can just move that color nicely so I can maintain my highlight. One more shot under here. Again, close, bring it around, that. Anyway, I think that gives you a solid idea. Let's bring this around. You can get a better overview, something like that, of the first pass on half the flower. I'm going to do another one for the second half of the